argument is who got better talent. Like, that's the argument. Who got more talent? Taylor Swift or Beyonce? Beyonce got more talent. You keep talking about all this impact and shit. The question is talent. Why are you talking about all this? Why are you talking about
I gotta get
Biggie
to
and Faith? Like,
I'm trying to figure out what the bias is because I got to get around.
There's no bias.
There's no bias.
There's no bias.
It is.
The only question is
the bias comes
so
in
who has more
when
talent?
we go to
Who has more
white,
talent?
But she's been greater than every other white artist.
Coming at you live from the 405. It's the 5 on the 4 podcast, featuring 5 unironically unique voices in the podcast game of music, sports, and the culture.
Yo, yo, yo. It is Alham Carter, and we are the 5 from the 4. And what a blessing, honor, and privilege it is to be back with y'all, man. And so as you see, we have some guests, but we also want to go ahead and recognize the man behind the camera right now, Mr. Aurelius Miles Francisco. You cannot see him, but we show him love because we love him. But as usual, we're going to go ahead and start from the right all the way to the left. Everybody's going to introduce themselves. Guest number 1.
Jack Gillum.
Tevin McD. You know what the deal is.
It's Big Lou. What it do, boo? Let's go, baby. Let's go.
It's your boy.
Let's go.
Big Lou in the cut. It's your boy Tank. 2025. You call me Neptune, whatever you want to call me. I'm over here.
Wow.
Neptune.
And as you see, we have a few new pseudonyms. Mr. Neptune. And then What It Do, Baby Boo. Yeah. His name is Lou. Mm. And once again, it's 5 from the 4. So we're going to go straight into it today. Man, we have a little bit of a debate here. A little bit of a debacle we need to settle. Y'all.
It's hardly a debate.
Beyonce or Taylor Swift? We have one individual Swiftie who has the confidence, the mitigated gall.
I'm the only one.
Yeah, it's you. It's you for sure, man.
I'll gladly back Taylor Swift.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, we love that. So we are going to have a good old dialogue between the Queen Bees and the Swiftie.
I think it's no debate. I think
Is it a is it a debate or is this a by itself?
I think we can be cordial.
Are we being cordial, or are we
definitely
just stating how we feel about each side?
I
Because I feel like we're not judging wholeheartedly the music. We just stand in our stand, so we gonna convince the other side to come to our stand.
I think you should do that.
We can be a.
You can do that in a
I just want to know
way.
I just want to know what I'm getting into. Are we talking accolades and numbers for real? Or are we just saying, hey, nah, this is Queen. This is Queen B.
I see. So you're saying,
and that's Swiftie over there. So
okay.
It's like,
I see.
What we arguing? Are we just arguing biases because
There's an emotional.
We're arguing talent.
Does Taylor Swift have more Grammys?
We're arguing
You're supposed to know that.
talent.
I don't know.
Yeah, we're arguing talent. Number says they're the same.
Numbers.
Close to the
numbers.
same. I won't say the
numbers
same.
don't-
I'll say close.
There are triple the number of whites in this country than there are black folk.
The numbers are damn near the same.
Taylor Swiftie white.
White people bump Beyonce.
Correct.
That's what I'm saying.
White people
that's
bump,
why I argue. That's why I
white people
started
bump,
with.
I bump-
white
I
people
bump-
Are we
bump
arguing with
Beyonce,
biases? Are we
and
arguing?
she's working from the bottom
Are we
already
arguing our
compared
sides?
to a white woman who
Are
is
we
loved
arguing?
already.
If she is loved by the whites, she's not
who get
arguing
to,
from. She's
who
not,
get to
she's
do
not
whatever she
behind
want to
from
do
anything.
at a talent level
That's
that
what I'm
ain't even
saying.
close to what Beyonce
Tevin,
doing.
if she has the fans on both sides, then she's not starting behind from nothing.
Yes, she is. She's starting behind. She's starting behind. Period. Because she's a black woman. Period.
I get that.
Like,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. So it's a
Yeah.
lot easier to be a white woman and be successful and have significantly less talent than it is to be a black woman and have all the talent in the world, and it's still a debate. When Taylor Swift has never done anything, singing, performing,
But
all she has is the numbers,
in the
and it's
music
cool.
realm. In the music
Facts.
realm, though, I feel like black women do get the nod over more white women in terms of
pop
popularity and singing.
So Tevin, before you go into your rebuttal, I want to ask you. You said Beyonce has more talent than Taylor Swift. What does talent encompass?
When I and maybe it's just the singing and the performing. Like when I go and say I want to go see Beyonce or I want to go see Taylor Swift, what I'm going to go see is what I mean. That's the talent that I'm going to go witness. Beyonce does everything on a stage presence, dancing, singing.
So does Taylor Swift.
Better than Taylor. Taylor can do the things. That's fine. Taylor can do them. But are we gonna sit here and say Taylor sings as good as Beyonce?
I feel like are
we gonna say Taylor's choreography is as good as Beyonce's?
I feel like in the terms of talent, though, she brings out hundreds of dancers. She brings out what's the name, and she does dance on stage. I'm saying to the degree what you're saying of talent, the difference of the gap what you're saying, I don't think it's that much of a gap between, like you're saying, I'm going to a Mariah Carey concert versus Beyonce concert. Those are two totally different vibes. Seeing Jill Scott or Whitney Houston versus a Beyonce concert is two completely different things.
Are you saying I feel like them two type of people?
I'm saying them two as musicians, when they are performing on stage, they are giving me similar type of product, comparative products. Versus they not up there just sitting there. Taylor Swift is not compared to Billie Eilish on stage.
So that's
she's not just sitting there.
I hear you. So that's my problem.
Like an opera.
But that's my problem. She can do all of it. That's cool. She don't do none of the shit as good as Beyonce. So as much as she want to get up there and do her little shakies and bring out thousands of dancers like Beyonce, that's fine. She don't do none of the shit to Beyonce is what I'm saying.
I'm saying I feel like you're not judging her off. I feel like you're judging her off of a skew because she's doing what Beyonce does and nobody else does what Beyonce does. Because they can't compete. And that's what I'm saying. To a degree, regardless of how we feel about her.
Yes,
the craft that she puts out and the product she puts out, it's only comparable to the only other person that does it. And the only other person that does it in the genre is Beyonce. And she has comparable numbers. So I'm trying to find the gap that we are talking about.
But that's what I said, talent, not numbers. Like, that's what I said, talent.
That's what I'm talking about, the talent.
Correct. So, like, she can do it. Oh.
Yo. One mic. Mic check, you know? It's Big Lou. I agree with both of y'all, you know what I'm saying? But we got to look at this, okay? As far as the fan base, they both got the fan base.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Beyonce, like you said, you'd rather watch Beyonce dance and twirl that thing around than Taylor Swift. Okay. We are. Okay.
Didn't have to do
But, no, regardless of that.
It's true.
Regardless of that, Beyonce is, their household, Jay-Z and Beyonce's household, it's under fire right now. You know what I'm saying? So,
I think
you know what I'm saying? No, I'm not missing the point.
Okay.
I think that Taylor Swift has a bigger fan base.
I agree.
Especially at this point. But at the same time, I feel like it's hard to judge right now because Beyonce's not even able to be out and doing like all she would probably do because of all the media and all the extra stuff. You know what I'm saying? But that's as far as what's going on now. But as a whole, like I feel like Taylor has surpassed her to some degree as far as fans, but as far as being the queen, no, she's not. Taylor Swift is not the queen, but she is a whole nother. You know what I'm saying? Like she's something to mess with. Obviously, you know what I'm saying? Like I can't take nothing away from it. Neither one of them, but you know, that's just my point too. You know what I'm saying? It's basically what it do. Hey, bro, I'm with y'all tonight. You know, I'm with my gang. We chilling. You know.
So
we getting right.
So
we gonna get to the bottom of this though. I'm just giving my point. You know?
No, you kill. We love your point.
Y'all can say whatever you want to say. Sure.
So I want to go ahead and give some space to our Swiftie to rebuttal. If you have anything to say, we've heard a lot.
There's two Swifties.
There's two. Oh, wow.
I didn't know. I didn't know being in the middle.
Yeah, I got a lot of back. I got a lot of backup.
I'm right now. I'm just trying to control biases, and I didn't know being unbiased was picking a side.
So there's two voices I need to hear from. So I want to hear from Jack, but also our biggest, perhaps, Queen Bee fan is actually behind the camera. So I want to make sure we get that perspective in there as well. We have a Jack versus Aurelius here in a second.
Well,
Jack,
I think in terms of songwriting, performance and like Grammys, Taylor Swift is just better all around.
Give me some specific songs
of Taylor Swift.
Yes.
Shake It Off.
Okay. Shake It Off.
I don't know the word. I remember a little bit. Okay,
like,
hold on, real quick.
Like,
hold on, real quick.
All Too Well 10-minute version is just like one of the best songs of all time.
Sing me a couple Beyonce songs. Just sing me one off the top of your head.
Beyonce
Just
song?
one with lyrics.
Oh,
I know you. I
No.
know you know one.
A
I know you
Beyonce
know
song?
Maybe he don't.
I'm trying to
That's
think
okay.
of a Beyonce song.
Ooh. Ugh. There's so many. That's crazy.
What's the clock song? The one like where you
He
waiting?
was dang about to say that one.
Huh?
I'll take his own.
No. I'm talking about like the Jeopardy, like the song where you're waiting for somebody. It's like do 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 do.
What's the?
Just a Beyonce song. Okay, Single Ladies.
Yeah.
Okay, so you know of Single Ladies.
I'm not gonna sing Single Ladies. I
No, we
don't
need
want
you
to sing
dance
Single
Single
Ladies.
Ladies, please.
I don't want to. I can do
You
it.
can
All
continue with your point.
Okay, your point. So, what Taylor Swift songs do you know? What are your favorite Taylor Swift songs?
I mean, All Too Well 10-minute version is just the greatest song ever.
That is one, and then you named another. So Shake
It Off, but that's just like a radio pop song.
Okay. So what other songs would you say distinguishes Taylor Swift from Beyonce?
I don't know. Any of them.
Oh. So
But I'm not taking anything away from Beyonce. I listen to a lot of Beyonce too.
Well, okay. Aurelius, do you want to go? I want to go ahead and get Aurelius' perspective on this, so I'm gonna go ahead and give him the mic.
Well, I got a mic.
I bet that should work.
I mean, I don't know that the Swifties have really made a debate. Hello, y'all who are watching this. I'm behind the camera, so you can't really see. But to me, like, it's no debate. And I do think normally, though Tank has taken the other side, this becomes like a racial debate, unfortunately. for better or for worse, because it's just like, you know, Beyonce makes clearly like black music, even though white people love that shit. Latino people, all people of all races love that shit. Same way Swiftie got a lot of black fans. She got a lot of like whatever. But what I will just say, I think that is more objective about the debate, because you can say the numbers and popularity. Taylor Swift objectively has over Beyonce, right? Like, she's more popular. She sells more albums, like hits in the current era, like last 5 years or so. She has over Beyonce. But what I feel like is more objective is, like, Beyonce can just sing much better than Taylor Swift. Beyonce dances and performs much better than Taylor Swift. Like, Beyonce's ability to write songs emotionally and speak to her audience. And this is subjective because it depends on your sort of, you know, what you want out of your music. Because from the one hand, right, like Lemonade spoke to black women, like it spoke to the black community, that kind of thing. Taylor Swift's music also, for a long time, was straight breakup music.
Yeah.
And it spoke to a lot of fucking people who was going through breakups, which is like a universal thing. Like, everybody been through a breakup.
That's true.
So Taylor Swift also, like, I know people would argue me down on, like, no, her writing is also up there with Beyonce. But to me, the singing and the performing, the dancing is just so fucking, like, bro, it's like we are talking about LeBron James versus, like,
Dennis Schroeder.
You know, versus a role player today. You know, like we are talking about Anthony Davis to the 15th player on the Lakers. Like, we are talking about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander versus fucking Nick Collison. You know, like, it's just
I can say all 15 important right now.
It's just really like, it's a whole different kind of debate when you're talking about Queen Bee, icon, cultural, like, influence, all that kind of stuff. So, like, it's not even close as far as that. But what the Swifties will tell you is, like, the pop charts and all of that shit matters more than everything else. And shit, I can't take you away if you believe that.
And that's why I started my conversation with
I'm not talking about the other shit. I'm talking specifically.
But some of that other shit is
singing.
that like we can't ignore the fact that like
But
in the
that,
midst
but
of
that,
last year,
but that goes back to what I was saying.
Not numbers. This is just other stuff. Like I'm saying, like outside of the run that Taylor Swift has put together, right? And in the midst of being this cultural icon, you could call it, to where it's like we focus on she can go to a football game and people is hating on her for going to a football game, and now people are hating on whatever product she put out now because she's at these football games supporting Travis Kelce. And I'm trying to figure out that correlation on top of the other part of it's like she went on an international world tour in the midst of all of this and was a focal point in the middle of arguably one of the greatest beefs we've seen in modern history. Where literally like Drake is out here like I'm the only person that pushed me back is Swift. And then Kendrick come back and flip and it's like, you talking about the only person that pushed you back is Swift? Well, I got her writer. She just wrote this. He just produced this beat for her. So it's like, she do got an impact on the game and she swing the pendulum just as much as the other powerful figures in the what's the name do. And I'm trying to figure out where is this all the random, well, she not what's the name? She ain't Beyonce. She ain't good. And I'm like, well, that's kind of. I feel like that's a reach.
No. But like, I think that goes back. Like she can be all of
And
those
like,
things because she white and she got money. That's cool. And she can be the white person for all these white people and everybody else. All the black people love her.
Tevin, hold on,
She
focusing
is
on
what
the
I'm
white
saying.
side of it.
But what
Name
I'm
me
saying
another
is
white musician
Ariana
in that
Grande.
position.
Ariana Grande does a lot of stuff. She's a national pop
She has
star.
never been in no position to be be reasonably compared to Beyonce. No other artist.
No.
None of these other.
She hasn't. She's
male
not.
or
She's never
female.
been the biggest white person here.
Male or female,
in
female,
the
black,
States.
brown, purple, green, orange, or nothing. They ain't been comparable to
No,
Beyonce.
but the only
And I'm saying,
she's
you
the only
make it
white
seem like it's
person
a gap.
in like for real. That's what I'm saying. She is not the only white person at all in those conversations. Though we compare Beyonce to the Michael Jacksons, the Princes, the Rolling Stones, the motherfucking Beatles. Like there are white people who are in those conversations. She's just the newer one right now, who just doesn't have the talent that I think even the rest of those white people prior had. She's just a face, I think, who don't got the talent to support a Beyonce comparison. That's all. She can be as impactful as she want to be. She can be as big as she want to be. That's not the problem. I'm not trying to take that away from her. I'm taking away, there shouldn't be a conversation about whether she can sing as good as Beyonce, whether she can perform as good as Beyonce, whether she do any of that shit as good as Beyonce. Look, she can be as big as Beyonce all she wants. That's not the conversation. Look, she's not as talented. That's the statement.
I found out riff. Regardless of talent and however, because that's subjective. Regardless of the talent, the fact of the matter is, nobody in the last 40 years has done anything comparable to Beyonce other than this woman. And everybody else,
other
in
than
comparison,
like the Michael Jacksons.
No, I'm saying Beyonce up until this Taylor Swift stuff, she was getting compared to people that has already been done and they can't change anything about what they got going on. Mm-hmm. Currently, out of the pool that is set, nobody else has been even remotely close to the conversation, let alone be close enough to where it's like pick your side type of debate. And it's like, I can't discredit her for being good enough to be in that position.
But that's not the thing. I'm not trying to discredit her for being there. I'm saying she can
better than everybody else.
But like, is it? So are we saying she can sing better than So like, can she sing better than Ariana Grande? Can she sing better than Adele? Can she sing better than some of these other white women who be singing? Like, no, she can't sing better than a lot of these other white women. I don't know her story, and maybe you might know better than me. I don't know how she got to where she got. Right? Like, I don't know. I'm simply saying her talent don't match the impact she has on the music world is what I'm saying.
I'm not here to argue what I can't change. Just like I bet there was.
What do you mean? Not trying to argue what you can't change?
Made music with Biggie that's just as good as her, right, or better, right? But Faith was the one that was with him. All these people, I'm saying we can't change. I can't.
The argument is who got better talent. Like that's the argument. Who got more talent? Taylor Swift or Beyonce? Beyonce got more talent. You keep talking about all this impact and shit. The question is talent. Why are you talking about all this? Why are you talking about
I gotta get
Biggie and Faith? Like
I'm trying to figure out what the bias is because I got to get around.
There's no bias.
There's no bias.
There's no bias.
It is.
The only question is
the bias comes
so
in
who has more talent?
We go to
who has more
white.
talent?
But she's been greater than every other white artist.
So who has more talent? Taylor Swift or Beyonce? Who has more talent?
White doesn't mean she gets
so who has more talent? Answer the question.
You not answer the question. Answer the question.
She could be white. She might.
So who has more talent? Tank, answer the question.
It could be any white person.
You are refusing to answer the question. So you want to
answer my question? I'm saying it could be any other white person there. And
who has more talent, Beyonce Knowles or Taylor Swift?
If this was Billie Eilish,
who has more talent, Beyonce Knowles or Taylor Swift? Who has more talent, Beyonce Knowles
or Taylor Swift? Where's the argument?
Did you get the question?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Where's the argument? Who has more talent?
I said Beyonce, but this is the thing.
I get it,
let me say.
But he hadn't even given me an answer. He keep on talking.
This is the thing, though.
So you said,
I'm saying,
you didn't. You did not say Beyonce earlier.
First, when we all
Everybody
went around,
in the room, has he
we
said
all went
Beyonce?
around, I said, what's the name? I started this whole thing because I knew where our biases would jump into. And I'm saying this. Say Taylor Swift might have been more. I'm trying to figure out the area in the art in the debate to where it would be where you would say this white woman is more talented than her.
She's not more.
And that's what I'm saying though. I'm saying if there was a round where she was, or if there was, where's that room? Where's that door?
But that's the thing. She's not. Like it'd be different if she was a white woman who was up to par with the talent of Beyonce.
So
but she's not even a white woman who's closest to Beyonce in terms of talent. She just
closer.
There's women
There's nobody else that's been comparable.
Bro,
so
the women that I just said, Ariana Grande and Adele both sing better than her, and I don't watch either one of them enough, but I would argue that Ariana Grande probably is just as good up there doing choreography and dancing and singing as Taylor Swift do. I would be willing enough to argue, and I don't watch either.
Without being talented, that's what I'm saying.
I'm not saying that she's not. That's where you're missing the point. Nobody's saying that she's not. I'm saying when you're comparing her to Beyonce, who's the argument?
For a decade now, she's been lapping these people for a decade, and we're saying she's not more talented than people she's been watching.
I'm saying she can't sing better. I said she can't sing better, and I'm saying I don't know for the other two. Neither one of who?
Beyonce or what's it? If we're just talking in terms
Beyonce
of
or Taylor Swift sing better than Ariana Grande.
That's what I'm saying. It's not just about talent.
Let me reel it back in.
I could agree on the Ariana Grande got some vocals, man. That's my baby. Hey, Ariana, hey. It's Big Lou what it do.
You can't see how really inspired.
Hey, nah. Hey, Ariana my baby too, for real. But for real, what I was gonna ask y'all if would this debate be similar to how people try to compare Michael Jackson and Prince, you know? You don't think this is a similar debate?
Not even close.
Why?
Because Prince and Michael Jackson both have legitimate talent that was argued of the greatest of their time. People call Prince one of the greatest musicians ever. People call Michael Jackson one of the greatest entertainers ever. Nobody's saying Taylor is the greatest singer ever. Nobody's saying Taylor's the greatest dancer ever. Nobody's saying Taylor's the greatest musician ever. That's the difference. Like, that's the talent I be talking about.
She's definitely in the greatest entertainer, like, conversation of our, like.
Numerically, she has to be in the conversation.
She's in the conversation.
She can be in that conversation for this generation, for sure.
Look at her.
It's not. Just
go watch her movie. Go watch her movie, dude.
It's all time.
Watch her movie.
Go watch her movie. Go to her concert.
I'm not saying I don't listen to Taylor Swift music, but I can't ignore her when she pops up and I'm just seeing all this stuff. And I'm like, shit, that's a lot.
So I want to.
It's the same for Beyonce.
Yeah.
Randomly, and I'll be like, damn, Beyonce's still Beyonce.
So I want to reel this back in real quick. I think the reason why y'all two are almost like on different sides of the spectrum is because y'all are just like breezing through several points at once. So he's arguing talent. You're trying to keep it somewhat objective, kind of with the money piece. The thing is, we can't deny the fact that Taylor Swift has some sort of talent. There is something that is appealing to her. What I think Tevin is trying to say, and definitely correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't want to mansplain you, right? But it's this idea that she is just naturally more gifted in terms of the voice, right? Is that kind of what you're going with that? Beyonce is. And then on your side, there's an argument to be had that Taylor Swift, just simply off of the numbers, has to be in the same stratosphere as Beyonce, but you're not necessarily just saying that talent-wise, like her voice or whatever.
I'm looking at it from a talent perspective. I do think Beyonce is a better singer than Taylor Swift.
Okay.
But for the
So you
product,
agree with Tevin?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I agree that
Okay.
that Beyonce is a more talented singer.
Okay.
But what I'm getting at was the product that they sell and what they make they living off of. It's based off the same type. It's in the same ballpark of talent. Like they're not really out here just like we going to see Taylor Swift on stage. We going to see Beyonce's on stage, regardless of what she do. We here. It's sold out, and it could be Beyonce up here sweating 1,000 bullets because she didn't dance her ass. She didn't shook everything she could shake.
Every
They brought
concert.
Blue Ivy out, and Blue Ivy's out there getting busy just as much as her mama. Same thing with Taylor Swift. She not out there like. I'm saying in terms of talent, you making it seem like she's just Sabrina Carpenter out here, just another one out here. And nobody else, all these other people that have done that, they not comparable. They're not even comparable to the run that she's doing. They even have the careers that.
Maybe we need some proof that you can show me. But I'm saying you were saying Beyonce shaking and doing all the other shit. It's like it's more than that though, right? It's the whole choreography, the fact that she is not only moving and dancing, but she's doing that for hours on end, and she's been doing that, right? Taylor Swift is more likely standing and singing than Beyonce is.
Have
She's
you
doing
ever seen a Taylor Swift concert?
Hold on, one mic. Hey, let's get one mic in this motherfucker. Give me a second. Give me 1 second. Let me go crazy. No, I'm not about to go crazy. But just based on what y'all saying, shouldn't we really be applauding that Taylor Swift is able to keep up with the queen without being able to get all the looking as good and
Hold on, Lou.
Hold on, Lou. But
Lou,
no.
Hold on. Because I see where you go. I see where you're going. But I'm saying this. This woman literally toured the whole world and didn't miss her boyfriend's football game, and she's up here with an extensive crew, and she is like literally going to Japan full tour, coming back to a Kansas City game on Sunday, New York sold out, coming back to a Kansas City game the next week, going on a whole week hitting all these cities, and I'm saying that not many artists is doing that. 365 days.
She's been on tour forever.
And they literally are selling out.
Forever.
I don't know if you've seen the
forever.
I've seen the pics.
I'm saying I don't know if you've seen the stuff from what's the name. It's not like I'm trying to go out there. I'm just willingly looking up Taylor Swift concerts. But like her concerts look like somebody of that caliber. Whereas she's in the middle of the field.
They sold out.
A lot of dancers. She out here doing her thing. She walking around, interacting with the crowd. She doing the thing. She dancing, doing what she do. Is it to the degree of what Beyonce is going to be doing and dancing? No. Are people going to be looking at it the same way? No. But it's the same thing. To me, in my eyes, objectively, it's the same product they sell. And they're the only two people that can compete with each other in that.
Can I ask you a question?
Realm.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Okay, so Taylor Swift and Beyonce, exact same place. We've been a little abstract with the product that Beyonce and Taylor Swift are selling, right? We've been a little abstract. I'm kind of lost. I'm not gonna lie to you. They're great. Okay, what exactly? Okay, so what exactly is Taylor Swift doing that makes Taylor Swift Taylor Swift? Does that make sense?
Also, she's connecting with her audience.
Okay, They both do that though.
Hold on, real
quick.
quick.
But without, like I said, she's not doing all the extra stuff. She's just.
What is the extra stuff?
As far as dancing and showing off her body. I mean, we all know she, it's cool. It's cool.
So I want to go ahead.
I still would.
They both promote. They both have. It's two very different sounds of how they get to that. But their objective of their what's the name is just the strength and independence of women. Two different completely fields of women.
Hold on, that's the real question is who you taking beyond forget all the
That's not a question.
Who you taking home tonight, chat?
That's not a question.
Who you taking home tonight?
That's not a question.
That's
not a question.
I know. But somebody might. Hey, somebody might.
Jack should hopefully be the only.
So, hey, you might. Who you taking, Jack? That's for real. Who you taking home tonight, Jack?
Beyonce.
He know who got it.
Okay, all right. Since we down there.
No, hold
on. Just real quick. Hold on. Real quick. No.
Did you go see you when you seen Beyonce a couple weekends ago, right?
On Christmas.
On Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Was Was the gift seeing Beyonce perform all her songs and discography, or was the gift seeing Beyonce, my nigga?
See, and I think that is where also folks be getting misconstrued, because with Beyonce, it's the full thing. Like, it's the fact that I get to literally go listen to her sing, right? And also get to see her do all the shit while still hitting all these fucking crazy ass fucking notes and performing and dancing and put on a show that's like, not only are you, right, like my favorites, Kendrick, right? Like a nigga who's going to put on a display, right? Like it's going to be a full thing. That's what Beyonce is. She is and again, right? Like I don't want to misconstrue. I do agree with you. I do think that Taylor is the only other person who does sort of the same like thing to an extent. I think Ariana Grande's in that conversation, right? But not in that tier, right? But like she's in that sort of thing. But like I agree.
I think the next two of that version would be like a
we're talking
like
about
a new age version would be SZA and Ariana Grande, to where they like
SZA's on that tip.
Just a
little bit.
In my opinion, I see that they're the next two that I see grabbing, cultivating groups of women all together. And it's like we bonding together for this.
And that's
better debate for me.
Yeah.
And I think but that's what I'm saying. Like I don't disagree to your point. Yes, we are talking about one of the only few women who we can talk about who can be argued here. I'm still saying when we're arguing two people, like, yes, these two niggas should be in this category. Doesn't mean these two niggas are of the same level, right? They don't have to be of the same caliber in terms of what they bring to the table. Yes, she can still bring some of these things. She can bring some sides. Beyonce bring an entree. Like, and that's how I look at it, right? Like, that's just how I'm looking at it as I'm thinking about what the difference between them two is.
Tev.
I do think that she is the other shit, though. Like, right, she is. She's only.
So maybe this will help me out a little bit more too, because I'm still trying to figure out exactly like what does Taylor Swift, what do they offer? What do each of them offer individually? So the aesthetic aside, I want to go ahead and just put that aside. What does Taylor Swift and Beyonce do? But I think a better question is, you said that Taylor Swift is better than Ariana Grande. At what?
At selling more, at like being the better face that
entertaining,
people,
songwriting,
that people want to see.
Okay, that's actually that's not bad. So like, what quality? So yeah, talent wise, is Taylor Swift objectively better talent wise?
But here's the other thing too with that question.
Okay,
I don't know because I don't listen to either of them for real. Okay. I don't know what they've written. I don't know who they've written for. I know more of that with Beyonce. Less of that with Taylor Swift and Ariana Grande. So I also can't necessarily say, like, in compare, I'm only saying Taylor Swift is better than Ariana because she's bigger than Ariana. Like, we're not comparing Ariana to Beyonce regardless of her talent, right? Like, that's why I'm saying she's better. And because of that, she don't get to just be with the queen of talent just because she's popular, right? Like, there's still a level because this black woman is still that fucking high, right? Like, I think it's an underdog story. I hear you, but I still do think there is that bit of like, this is still an underdog story. The fact that she is also that face, even though I do think in music, now that I'm really thinking about it, right? Like, you got your Rolling Stones, your sort of rock, but in the pop sort of space, I can't really think of too many white people who are in that category. So I will give her that sort of kudos and respect.
What does she do?
I just don't like her person.
Okay, you have a bias. But what does she do?
More or less when I asked my question to preface all of this, was our biases. And this last year, even on some of our older episodes, I've been trying to figure out, when we was all hating on Taylor Swift for going to a damn football game, what did Taylor Swift ever do that was so bad? What did she do to anybody other than make music for us to start saying?
It wasn't her, it was the media. They were focusing too much on her. We trying to watch the game. Like, yeah, Taylor, you look, you cool, but we trying to watch the game.
And I feel like we hold those things against Taylor Swift when in all reality, she just been out here making music on tour.
I think the crux of it though, for real, is that
Is it the fans? Is it the Swifties going crazy? Because I feel I did see some of that where it's like, no, these Swifties are out here like y'all glazing hard.
That's what I'm saying. So you've already said, and Jack, can you also say like Beyonce sings better than Taylor Swift? Beyonce. You don't think so, Jack?
I don't know.
Like innate talent wise, you think
Put
Taylor
it
Swift?
to your mic.
I don't know.
Taylor Swift is not Billie. She don't sing like Billie.
That's just my personal opinion. I love.
And I don't know her story enough to know.
I can say the same about Beyonce. Beyonce is definitely not the best black singer.
I also would agree.
And she just like she got the same on the other side. It's the same type of shit.
Okay, so this is what we got to be clear about. When I say sing, I don't mean whose songs do you like more.
Yeah, no,
I literally just mean right. Who can go higher in an octave? Who can go lower in an octave? Who can do runs better? Like, that's what I mean by singing. Like who sonically sounds better?
A better technically sound singer. Okay, I'll give that to Beyonce.
Okay, that's all I mean. Like, I don't like you can like Taylor's songs, but is Beyonce a better performer or dancer than Taylor Swift? Tank and Jack. Tank.
You think who thinks that Taylor can dance better than Beyonce?
Beyonce dances better than.
I don't know.
Who are you?
She's a dancer. She's a better. She's a better dancer. Performance wise, though, they do the same thing.
Hey, hold on, bro.
We're talking just them specifically or their performance on stage.
Hey, Tev.
I think the Taylor Swift performance on stage is a way better performance.
What about it?
Fascinating.
Have you seen Taylor and have you seen Beyonce either of them live? Or you just like TikToks and Twitter and stuff?
I've seen Taylor Swift live more like on TV and stuff.
Have you watched the Beyonce Bowl for Christmas?
I did watch that.
We're gonna watch it again.
I'm not trying to attack you.
Who y'all think
we'll
has
watch
the
it
most
again.
diverse audience, though?
I think they.
That's
Beyonce.
I
would.
I think it's about even legitimately. They both can do
almost every woman like
doesn't matter
every
what your
woman.
ethnic or
Beyonce
racial identity is.
Is more diverse as far as being able to sing a country song or do this and then
she diversifies her music more. Yes. I would argue that she diversifies her music more than Taylor Swift does.
And this
but that doesn't mean
every single one of Taylor's albums is a different genre.
I'm gonna put it like this.
Taylor Swift was a different genre.
Yeah, like go every single one.
Not either country or pop.
I thought all that
Taylor shit was all country. Only thing that
it
realm wise.
That's true.
She's never rapped on a song.
Yeah, she's never rapped on a
She's
song.
done both of those things.
Okay, that's true.
She dropped an album with her husband, nigga, and put bars on that bitch, bro.
This is the point. This is the only point that I'm trying to make. I feel like why people get so up in arms about it on the Beehive side, which I am a part of, is the gap feels so big as far as singing, dancing, like just talent-wise, right? Like on our side of things, Beyonce feels so objectively better as far as talent goes. It's like, why is this even a competition? And I think the thing is like Beyonce side of things, we have to stop comparing the ticket sales, how many stadiums are you selling out, because it's like at the end of the day, that's not what really matters. In the same way that like there are better singers than Beyonce. You know, people sing better than Beyonce, black, white, other, whatever it is. But the reality is like what Beyonce has over everybody is like the cultural impact and shit. And I think that's what people struggle with Taylor Swift is the culture is so fucking different for who Taylor's target audience is that like how could she possibly be selling out stadiums the same way Beyonce is? And I think that's what people have a problem with is because it does become a fucking racial thing because it's like how is this black woman so much fucking better than this white girl and this white girl is doing the same things essentially. And doing a lot of shit better. She on charts more, like all that kind of stuff. So.
I also akin this argument to some degrees to Kendrick and Drake as a Kendrick fan, sort of as a Beehive. Like it's the numbers thing. I could argue all day and night that Kendrick is more talented than Drake, but really up until this year, numbers were never going to prove that, right? Like, I was never going to say Kendrick was selling as much as Drake. Drake is in that conversation with Beyonce and fucking Michael Jackson, right, in terms of sales. So I akin that sort of to this. I feel like when I come towards this argument of, like, I don't give a fuck about the majority of people, because I think also the majority of people in America are not people who look like me, right? Who the music isn't necessarily tailored to, which Drake does tailor to niggas, right? Like, I won't say, right. Drake is a little different in that aspect because he still is a nigga, right? In a different aspect. But that's what I akin this sort of argument to when I approach it. So I also think I'm coming from that sort of, like, numbers and shit. Like, I don't want to discredit it as much as I hate it, because I don't think that it represents the talent that artists have.
I just kind of want to help out Tank for a second. I think we are all overwhelmingly Beyonce. We in the Beehive. I kind of want to help out Jack. You're not helping yourself out, but I'm going to help out y'all for a second. Everybody in the room answer this question. Taylor Swift's got numbers. How does she get the numbers? What does she do well? What gets her there?
I don't
connect.
listen to it. I don't listen to it
connects with
enough
her
to know.
audience. Like,
but Beyonce does as well. So I'm trying to say, like, what does Taylor Swift do specifically?
She's good at, as far as, like, it's not even just her. It's her.
She's
whole
just got that
crew,
cute,
like her whole
cute girl next
you know what I'm
door.
saying? They put her in the position, like, marketing.
Like, I love you.
Besides the
vibe.
aesthetic.
What
does she do well?
At marketing.
No, but that what Jack is saying is facts, bro. Like, the cute girl next door stick and aesthetic and shit is totally different than what Beyonce did going up. Like Destiny's Child, Beyonce from the jump was sexy. She was a sexy, beautiful black woman. Like, that's what she was. She had that aesthetic, that peak. Like, everybody wants to be Beyonce, right? Destiny's Child and all of that. Taylor Swift was like the nerd girl next door. I can't remember what the song was that she won over Beyonce initially over Single Ladies. But she was playing in the band. She was the nerd who was trying to win the football player, and he chose a cheerleader over her. Like, it was that vibe of, like, the loser girl who's still very pretty, but, like, she can't win, essentially.
You belong with me. Huh? You belong with me, right?
Yeah, yes, nigga.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
That shit was everywhere. It was a huge fucking hit, right? Because so many people relate to that. In the same way that a lot of people relate to Single Ladies, a lot of people relate to Irreplaceable, with this shit to the left. A lot of people relate to being cheated on with Lemonade. A lot of people relate to like being counted out. If I Were a Boy, Cowboy Carter, all this other shit. So I do think, like, that's a good point. It's just like, who's on the couch here? What's y'all skin color versus Jack's? Like, it's like, who are you appealing to? You know, and there's more of Jack's than there already are. So, like, Taylor Swift is gonna be more fucking popular. You know.
I agree.
And I think also it would be good to have, like, no offense, like a real Swiftie who, like, I could give, because I don't listen to her enough. I don't have no history, but like some legitimate, like, what is it that separates her from the other white women, right? Like, we know what separates Beyonce from the Jasmine Sullivans, the Jill Scotts, the Erykah Badu's, right? Like, we know what separates her from those folks. I don't really know what separates Taylor Swift from Ariana Grande, from, I mean, Billie Eilish, Sabrina Carpenter, and Charlie XCX. Like, they're all.
Billie Eilish is getting up there.
I really don't know.
Also, I think
Billie is getting
both
up
of
there.
them. While I think they are like like synonymous with each other, moving forward, Taylor and Beyonce, I think that why they are such comps is because, like, whatever you can say how Beyonce cultivated her audience, and like through, like, now I'm kind of thinking about it, she cultivated her audience through the aspirations of everybody's trying to be the queen bee. Everybody wants to be Beyonce. I want to get this image. I want to be able to move like this. I want to be able to be this tall. I want to be all of this. Whereas on the other side of Taylor, everybody feeling for her because they feel that they just like her. And I think that's where the following comes in, into where, like, you can't, it's really hard to move.
She more normal than Beyonce.
Yeah.
Also,
yeah.
I
but
feel
Beyonce is like everybody's aspiration not to be normal.
Taylor uses emotional appeal more than Beyonce. Like, as far as, like, ethos and shit, or, like, you know, those, like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, to some degree.
Can Taylor act? Has she ever been in a movie?
Yeah. Yeah.
One movie.
It's really bad movie.
Like, but I also am just asking because I'm also just thinking too. Like, I can
No,
remember
she cannot. She
Beyonce
cannot.
movies that I also remember like one of
She
the first
cannot
times of
act
me
like
really getting
Beyonce.
Introduced to Beyonce was the fighting
No.
Temptations.
She cannot.
Right? When she was a little choir girl with Cuba Gooding Jr. And it's like, I wonder what other, like, there's also that thing of like Beyonce does a lot of other shit too, where she's been able to reach folks regardless of whether it was music or not. I also wonder.
Taylor Swift cannot act like Beyonce.
For Taylor though, I think to what Miles was talking about earlier, or what he asked earlier, was like part of her relatability is that on that side of things, they ain't really seen nobody just kind of like, in a sense, get it out the mud of just like trial and error. I'm turning my tapes in, getting turned down. I'm turning my tapes in, getting turned down, and this one pop. Versus the other ones like we named, they all Disney products and been on other shows and these singing audition shows and stuff like that. Where it's like she just went up there, no American Idol, just take it what you leave.
And she had like some real like trial and error with her like managers and shit too, no? Like, cause I also think there is that draw too. Like, there was some real shit, and there was some real shit that happened to Beyonce too.
Like all of that shit.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like,
she re-released all her albums.
Yeah, I feel like there's that
Taylor's version.
Too. So,
okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and put a pin in that. We had some great points. We had some amazing guests, and it's a pleasure to be back.
It's Big Lou, what it do, boo?
Big Lou, what it do, boo?
Yo, check the mic. If the mic don't work, I'ma be pissed. That's all I got.
Get it off.
That's all you got? Get it off.
Hey man, come check out the reactions, man. Reactions coming soon, bro.
Let them know where we can find you at. Where you can find it at.
We don't get there. We'll get there. It's gonna be on YouTube though. It's gonna be on YouTube. Big Lou, what it do?
2025 loading, y'all.
Yeah. Hey, Stretch TV.
Stretch.
Most likely on Stretch TV. Stretch.
Are we gonna see you again on 5 from the 4?
Man, come on, bro. Y'all my boys, man.
Yeah.
You know you gonna see me again, man. Come on, baby.
I gotta ask Jack.
No, don't want.
Gotta ask her other guests. Any streaming updates you want to let the people know? Any upcoming, any announcements you want to let them know about? You know what I'm saying?
I might be starting a little stream here soon.
Okay. What are you streaming? What are we talking about?
Some video games.
Okay.
Some Marvel Rivals.
Okay. Are you any good at Marvel Rivals?
I've gotten good with Thor.
There you go. Little Thor action. I don't know what that means, but it means something. It means something to a particular audience. Anyways, man, it's a pleasure and honor. I'm glad I got to physically be back with the familia again. It's 5 from the 4. If you don't know,
now you know. Now you nigga.
We love y'all.
Hey, we love Beyonce. We love Taylor Swift. I love Billie Eilish.
I love Taylor Swift.
I love Beyonce. They love Taylor Swift.
I love them all, man. I don't discriminate.